Welcome back to the Sanctuary, Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn, and our little trip down memory lane. Cruisegex here, along with Ilfang.
Still here.
If you're just joining us, however, let's recap the rules. I am doing New Game Plus under my main character, Chris Valentine. All of my expansions will be done as Meteor's job in the promotional art. So for Realm Reborn, I will be running as Warrior. All of my instances will be done via duty support. With the exception of course, normal raids, alliance raids, and duties that are not supported. And finally, I will be wearing quest level appropriate gear. Simple, easy, effective. We return to episode 30, the final flight of the Enterprise, which we started by completing the quest that we were doing in the last episode. Now, before anything else, the final flight of the Enterprise was, if I recall correctly, was a level 37 quest. Oh no, final flight is 38, which means I can buy some level 38 gear, which the Steel Bouge is not. All right, get myself a Mithril Elmo. Item comparison, I don't need that. I could get the heavy steel flanchard, but I'm not gonna fucking get those because they're ugly as fuck, and I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that crappy ass armor. But I will take the Mithril Elmo, and I will take off the dye of it because it's ugly as fuck, and uglier than not. It's just ugly. Bottom line. All right, I am equipped with at least appropriate gear. I'm gonna clear my inventory. Before we continue, I am gonna clear my inventory, my armory chest a little bit, because whoops, desynth. And there we go. All right, let us continue our journey. Where we last left off, we had just saved Francel from jumping off a cliff just to prove his innocence. And Harshafont has given us news about the Enterprise. So we start where we left off. With the quest, the final flight of the Enterprise. The man with knowledge of the Enterprise awaits you outside. I pray his information proves useful to you. How quickly the commoners' opinions change. They say Lord Francel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you were inquiring as to the whereabouts of an airship last seen in Kurthus several days before the calamity, yes? Well, it so happens that I was monitoring the night sky at the observatorium during that period. I recall that a small vessel came from the direction of Gridania and landed near the Stone Vigil in the far northwest. The garrison almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, then you would need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. Though Lord Harshavon is, from all indications, quite fond of you, so mayhap he can lend you a few? In any case, I have done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. Oh, hold up. Final flight of the Enterprise had a little bit of an extra objective back in the day. Originally, he wasn't the discomposed cataloger could not remember it off of memory, we had to get volume 6 of the 1572 readings. We had to run all the way back to the observatorium just to run up these fucking stairs just to get a book.
Yep. Those were the days.
Yeah. Anywhoozy, let's go back to Harshafont. And go back to side by side. Oh, so you've at last located the Enterprise. I believe your congratulations are in order. Stone Vigil? Perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held by the dragons for years, and all access is restricted by decree of House Durandare. I will write a letter to Lord Guilliame of White Brim Front and request that he grant you permission to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice, so I suggest that you request Lord Francel to do the same. Now that your business in Camp Dragonhead is concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well in your journeys, Chris. May Halone guide you. All right, let's ride. There's Lord Francel. I keep forgetting about the wall. I keep forgetting about the awkward angle of which the threshold is. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Anywhoozy. Wonderful to see you again, Chris. If there is anything I can do to repay you, name it. So the airship you seek is likely inside the Stone Vigil. It shames me to say that it too was once an outpost held by House Hallinot. In the chaos that followed the calamity, the Dravanian horde caught us unawares. The fiends have held the outpost ever since. As we lack the strength of arms to retake the Stone Vigil, House Durandare instead has been charged with the duty. Given that, I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Guilliame. Nevertheless, I will write you your letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The cravens who attempted to destroy House Hallinot have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless still harbor great hatred towards us, and towards you now as well. Okay. We ride. In the middle of a blizzard. You want to know something?
I like knowing things, yes.
I was thinking about it. So me, Arya, Fireaxe, and Coralash had done a Has-Been Hotel watch party recently.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking back to it, the character of Adam could have been played by one other person.
Oh, yeah?
Jack Black. Just picture it. Hearing his voice like, hell and forever, whether you like it or not. Had the chance to be in heaven, now they boil in the pot.
You know, when you bring up the singing, yeah, that would have been perfect. I'm not so sure how he would have done during the talkie bits though.
Oh, come on. Hearing him sound like a complete and utter tool is like half the time he could nail it.
Could have pulled off some of the lines. I think if you change up the dialogue a little bit, I think you could do it. But I think the specific verbiage used for his lines just wouldn't fit.
Maybe. I don't know. It was just a thought.
Singing, absolutely. I'm absolutely on board with the singing parts.
But could you imagine during that part where he's like with the guitar solo, like guitar solo, fuck yeah!
100% could pull that off. Probably better than the original.
Yeah, right. Oh, that needs to be clipped. Anyway, back to we allowed Bayan to catch up while we were talking about this. All right, let's talk to Brunadier. You desire an audience with Lord Guilliame, do you? Ha! I desire a night in a warm bed with my wife, but wishing won't make it so. What do we have here? Letters from Lords Horsefon and Francel, is it? Unlikely. Oh, you're serious? What to do? And of course, that took up freaking 14 minutes of time. In which time I decided to freaking talk to the Chocobo Keep. And I couldn't do shit because I wasn't, level 40, level 39? Back up the video a bit. I had to be level 39. Are you... Ain't that a bitch? So we ended up doing some side dungeons. Let me switch to scene 3 for a second. We ended up unlocking a few side dungeons here. I'm gonna like fast forward something fierce. We unlocked the quest Braving New Depths to unlock the Sunken Temple of Karn. Dishonor Before Death, which unlocked Cutter's Cry, and Hallo Halatali, which we should have unlocked way back during the whole Ifrit debacle. But we just unlocked all of them all willy-nilly, with Halatali, we definitely had our... I would do Halatali, but I'm just not wasting my time with side dungeons. Especially since that's earlier Realm Reborn, and I would rather not... Sunken Temple of Karn was actually pretty cool. And if I wanted... let me just check the duty finder on that one, because I'm not sure... Sunken Temple of Karn. Oh, that was a level 35 dungeon. So in all fairness, if I wanted to do Sunken Temple or Cutter's Cry, those were dungeons that I could do. But I will put I know I haven't said this in the video, but I will put tags up to show you each side dungeon. Halatali Chrysania is dead. I gotta do one thing while we continue. I gotta go heal my wife. But where was I? But yeah, Cutter's Cry was a little bit more. Sunken Temple of Karn is a little bit fun if you know your history.
You said Cutter's Cry was fun if you know your history?
Sunken Temple of Karn.
Oh yeah, because it's the whole Belladian thing. I remember I had to farm Sunken Temple of Karn because there's specific ingredients that you can only get by doing the last part of it correctly. The Belladian gas.
Oh yeah.
It's used in the lights that I have behind my office desk.
I think I used to have that. What?
Yeah, I love them.
Oh, that's the Pioneer's coat. Okay. Sorry, I was admiring a glamour. But yeah. Yeah, I remember doing full map runs of this place and people would get pissed at me when I was the tank.
Yeah, right. I'm always intimidated to go full map runs of
everything.
There is loot there still.
There is.
And nobody wants to go for it.
I know, it's stupid.
I mean,
now Cutter's Cry pissed me right the fuck off.
Cutter's Cry did?
Yeah, I hated that dungeon.
I love
not as much as I hate Aurum Vale or Thousand Maws of old Totorak, I should say, because new Totorak is all right.
Yeah, I love Cutter's Cry for one reason only. The second 2/3 of the dungeon can be completely skipped.
Oh yeah, the second third of the dungeon.
No, the second 2/3, part 2 and part 3, both be skipped. Yeah, so what you would do is you would need you'd have to cut them off with the barrier, right? Yep, put them to sleep, cut them off with the barrier.
Oh, that'd be rough.
Oh, it was
but
beautiful.
I forget, I don't think they changed Cutter's Cry, did they?
They didn't change Cutter's Cry. They changed Black Mages and the DPS. They no longer have their AoE sleep ability at that level.
Right,
so,
right.
Unfortunately, you can't do it anymore. I've been theorizing of a couple of different ways you might still be able to make it happen, but it'd be so rough.
Yeah, it was a bitch, especially the Chimera, because nobody knew how to do the eye mechanic.
They still don't. It's not an eye mechanic, it's a breath mechanic.
Well, breath eye mechanic, because the eyes burn and then
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, people still don't know how to do that one.
Yeah.
Every time I go into the healer, I inevitably have to heal or rescue somebody. Which is fair. It's an optional dungeon, you know.
Hey, I saw Doug Dimmadome. So let me head back to White Brim right quick, because I had to go save my wife during the intervening scenes. But now we move on to episode 31, House Durandare and the Mysterious Inquisitor. I have a feeling a lot of the quests that are a fair amount of the quests that were in this particular episode have been removed.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But we won't truly know until such time as we get back to camp, White Brim Front, I should say. Okay, now we're back.
It looks so good.
What?
I'm admiring my PNG on stream.
Yeah, it does. It looks great. Honestly.
I'm so happy with it.
Oh, I forgot to drop off. Okay, there we go. All right, let's talk to Brunadia and continue our quest. Your timing could not have been worse, traveler. Lord Guilliame's attentions are focused solely on the stone vigil at present. In any case, it is not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take a letter and show them to Sir Albois. Yes, Sir Albois can surely accommodate you. Seek her in the storeroom on the opposite side of the yard. White Brim Front. Home of my favorite battle, actually. Home of one of my favorite battles in Final Fantasy XIV.
Is that the Dark Knight one?
Correct.
Yeah, thought so.
There's Sir Albois. Sir Brunadia bade you speak with me, did he? I know not why he presumed I would be in a better position to help, but I assure you that he is mistaken. Lord Guilliame hasn't the time to spend speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for head Chirurgeon Astidian. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letters to him?
Oh, I thought you said Astinian there for a second. I was like, wait a minute.
Astidian.
That's not right. Oh.
Going up. Oh, hey, Sid. Are you here to visit a patient, sir? What's this? Letters of introduction from House Fultons and Hallinot. For documents such as these, you needn't seek an escort. Pray, proceed to the barracks and speak with Sir Hergudino. He should know Lord Guilliame's current whereabouts. Yeesh, make me run all over creation, why don't we?
Another part of the Not My Job committee.
There's go to know. What reason have you for barging into... Oh, I see. Well, you are in luck. Lord Guilliame is just up these stairs. Letters or no, though, I would not expect much. House Durandare as a whole does not hold adventurers in high regard. You had best state your intentions quickly and succinctly. Show proper respect, and it shall be returned in kind. All right. Sir Gordino permitted your passage. Very well. Speak. You wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with scalekin to secure an airship that may or may not be there. Are you the avatar of the Fury herself? We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Guilliame. You know our name, and you know our deeds. We are come to Kurthus to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end, we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Sid Non Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland, you're alive? But that's impossible. Indeed it is, my lord. This fucker.
This bastard.
Do not be deceived by their honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At this critical moment in Ishgardian history, as House Durandare marshals its forces to retake the Stone Vigil, who should appear in White Brim Front but three mysterious strangers? Sid Garland, missing and presumed dead since before the calamity, and 2 scions of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. The lesser houses may have been duped by these grandiose lies, but I should hope that House Durandare would have greater sense. I know not why these 3 seek the Stone Vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Thank you for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment, I nearly believed this mummer's farce. You 3 will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, and until you declare your true intentions as well. It could be moons before House Durandare purges the dragons from the Stone Vigil. We cannot afford to wait that long. Sid, Chris, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Guilliame's trust. Understood? Of course. All right. It looks like we have... Do we have to impress Benedict, or is that... No, we no longer have that quest. Okay, so we have a missing quest right quick. There, let's switch to scene 3 for a minute. Oh, whoops. What quest is this? Opportunity Knocks, where we had to slay feral crocs. And then there was one all the way downstairs, I believe. Where we talked to Nivi, which no longer we no longer have the quest all by ourselves. But Hastafort, god dang it, Arya! But Hastafort, we have side by side. My bad. Hastafort, we have. You the lad responsible for that commotion upstairs? Aye. Word travels fast in White Brim Front. I gather you will still wish to change Lord Guilliame's mind.
Word travels fast. It traveled downstairs.
Yeah, right? If there's one thing I've learned about the men in my time here, it's that he listens to and respects the opinions of those under his command. Went over the barracks and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. Serve the poor souls a decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contain no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. 'Twouldn't be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. And if you've a mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurking mud puppy in Danafin Pass? And take this bottle of vinegar. Locals say it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna cut through. We're definitely gonna cut through 3 different quests in the Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, hey, Null's on the field. If you need them for your hunt marks.
I see. They're faithful.
There we go. And there we go. All right, we're gonna just fast forward through. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it did do the HP penalty and damage down. Okay. So I bet you dollars to donuts if we had done it at max level with my current gear for warrior, we probably didn't even need the vinegar.
Yeah, you're most likely correct.
Man, we really had to do so much.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think about an MMO that cut its, typical MMO fetch quest.
Anyway, it didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. Ta-da! Oh dear. Remind me to never wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Anyway, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this, and this, and voila! Never seen a man cook steaks that fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here, and up above. You there, lad. Don't think I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with a steak, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. Yes, I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if I have the strength of 10 men and their wits besides. I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. We ought at least receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this god's forsaken waste. Is that a fresh cooked steak? Alone's blessings be upon you, my friend. Mudpuppy need or know that it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. Ever must be trained to maintain our skill at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance. You are a godsend, my friend. Too few appreciate that House Durandare must do more than its fair share for the sake of Ishgard. As support? Feels wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for morale, eh? But I've forgotten about the hard-working Kaiojins at the infirmary. So rarely do they take their meals here in the hall. Mind taking the steak to Senota? She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. With pleasure. Is she down here? Nope. Going upstairs. There she is. Beg pardon, sir, but I am busy attending to this man. I'll be with you in a moment. Is that? Come to think of it, it has been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my, this is fantastic! Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away. All right, I gotta finish up the other. Alright, I finished the other 3, now to speak with Sid and continue. Might I have a word with you, Chris? It concerns the Kyrgians. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic, both as a gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. All I require to complete the device are the cores of 3 ice sprites. Though commonly used to reduce the temperatures of alchemical mixtures, there is a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. It must sound ridiculous to you, impossible even. Yet somehow I know it will work. Hey, you're the inventor, I don't give a fuck. Oh, and here's something they changed in this quest. They used to have us send. They used to set the quest AOE marker to right in the middle of Whitebrim, but in the they used to set it over here in Whitebrim to the northwest of Whitebrim, but now they set it to the southwest of Whitebrim.
Huh.
Wonder when they changed that. Just one more and I'll have enough. There we go. Oh, BT dubs, the best in terms of the best inventions, we had to slay 6 back in the day instead of 3.
Huh.
Just goes to show that, you know, some fetch quests needed a bit of reduction.
Final Fantasy cares. They really do care.
Yeah. Anywho, Z, let's talk to Sid. Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me.
What an amazing device! But is it truly an alembic, sir? I've never seen its like before.
I, too, am unsure what to make of this machine. While certainly impressive, I've no idea how to make use of it.
Nevertheless, if it is as effective as he claims, it would be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save.
Even so, I wonder. Wear thee the kindly stranger, bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at a cost. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an as yet unknown end. Moreover, you should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with the questioning of a suspected heretic. They did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to the temptation proffered by these unbelievers. Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Francel's trial? Whatever his
Just something to hide.
Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at any turn. Oh, that's why we took a while on this episode, because we were short on experience. So what did we do to pass the time here? My only guess is that, oh, we fate farmed, and we fate farmed. Oh, and just for good measure, we fate farmed and did side quests. Well, we eventually made it to level 40. And now we can do, I believe, the last quest of this little bullshit. Influencing Inquisitors. Let's get to it. Before we can persuade Lord Reborn to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Guilliame that we are not his enemy. But just how might we go about doing that? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor, despite him being such a prominent figure in Kurthus. Perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of Whitebrim Front. Share your findings with Alphino in the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. Alright, let's start with Jolo. Inquisitor Guilliame? Yes, of course I know him. Alas, I have not seen him since the day he came to Whitebrim Front several moons ago. My memory is somewhat muddled, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in snow that day, and I had the ill fortune of being assigned to the Night's Watch. While the stronghold slept, we walked the halls and patrolled the exterior in a darkness black as pitch. My route took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was a wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. When I woke, it was days later in this very bed, where I have lain recuperating from my injuries ever since. I had tried to rescue him, but in the end, Inquisitor Guilliame rescued me, carrying my unconscious body to the gates. I owe him my life, sir, and I hope to one day repay his kindness. Did I miss one in here? No, I did not. It was on the other side. It was underneath the door. Inquisitor Guilliame? I haven't the foggiest of whom you speak. Unbeliever. Aye, we have heard of your deeds at Witchdrop. I will not be party to whatever dastardly schemes you have hatched against the Inquisitor. Away with you! Bitch.
Now, she's being deceived.
Patrick? Under Inquisitor Guilliame's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice. They say he goes days without sleep. So great is his devotion. Blessed are we to have such a goodly, righteous man to protect us. Sure, goodly, righteous. Fuck you. Hostafort. The Holy See has decreed that the Inquisitors are the arbiters of Helone's will. They are to be afforded every courtesy and the utmost respect. Alphino. In case you have yet to notice, my attire is ill-suited to this climate. I realized it soon after our arrival, but paid it no mind as I had hoped we might find the Enterprise far faster. Indeed, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Never mind. Our journey is almost at an end. All that remains is to deal with this irksome Inquisitor.
Sid tells me you have been busy making inquiries, yes? It should come as no surprise that he is held in high regard. Even so, I am beginning to suspect he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let us more closely review the testimonials you obtained, Chris. Mayhap they will provide insight into Inquisitor Guilliame's motivations. We have one more quest to deal with. So let's get to it. Something troubles me about that wounded knight's account. He claims he fell chasing a figure in the darkness that he saw outside the eastern gate, yes? But the main road leads to the southwestern gate. Since we've arrived in White Brim Front, I've seen no travelers arrive by the eastern gate. Moreover, he said he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city, which would imply that the Inquisitor came from north of the eastern gate, not south. But it cannot be so. That way lies naught but a deep chasm. Assuming Sir Jolo is not misremembering, the Inquisitor's behavior that night makes absolutely no sense, at least to me. Mayhap retracing his steps will shed light on this mystery. Well, let's go and see. We can't see anything right now due to the frickin' weather. I waited until my health was like at 100% before doing this quest back then, but I'm level 90 now, so I don't give a shit. There we go. Now we should be safe. Well, hello, corpse. All right, time to ride back up. I could have sworn there were more, or wait, maybe I'm thinking of Heaven's Ward. Yeah, I'm thinking of Heaven's Ward. Because I thought there were more monsters down that I thought there were more mobs down that canyon.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Heaven's Ward.
Yeah. Alright. Alphino? You found something, didn't you? Well, don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it. Given the contents of this encyclical, I believe you have just made the acquaintance of the real Inquisitor Guilliame, newly come to Kurthus and murdered on the day of his arrival. Yes, it would have been a simple thing to assume his identity, for even if he were to behave oddly, who would dare question the wisdom of a papal appointment? Still, while this is incontrovertible proof that the Inquisitor is an impostor, we have yet to discern his true identity, or why he has decided to oppose us. We must proceed quickly, Chris, before he learns that his deception has been discovered. Did we stop there? We stopped here. Okay. Thank the 12, because I need a break for a minute. So, we're going to take said break, and we will be back with more in just a mo. Whew, stay tuned.